You're watching NBC5 Today at 9.
Right now, the big thaw, the big weather changes to come for your weekend and the problems the storm left on our North Texas roads. Plus, marching for freedom. Today marks 50 years since the march on Selma, Alabama.
There may be some tear gas ahead.
Yeah.
I say to you this afternoon that I would rather down the highways of Alabama than make a butchery of my conscience.
That's right.
From Selma to North Texas to Washington, we have today's plans to mark the civil rights milestone. Good morning to you, North Texas. I'm Katie Blakey. We'll get to all of that in a moment, but first we want to start with a look outside on this beautiful Saturday. Live look there over Fort Worth, where we can actually see blue skies, the sun, and the green grass. After 2 weeks of miserable weather, this is a welcome change for all of North Texas. And speaking of change, we have a new addition to our weekday morning team. We want to welcome meteorologist Brian James. Not a bad Saturday to start.
Katie, back to you.
All right, looking forward to it, Brian. Well, we know this sunny day means plenty of you have plans to get the car washed. And it's not just about having a shiny, clean ride, but a healthy one. NBC5's Tim Siesko joins us live from a Mansfield car wash where it is bound to be busy this afternoon. Good morning, Tim.
Yeah, already starting to get busy right now. We are at Clean Getaway Car Wash in Mansfield. And as you can imagine, business has been pretty slow here over the last couple weeks, so they are stoked to see the sun, even more stoked to see these lines forming outside their business. But more than that, experts say you could be doing damage to your car if you don't get it washed in the aftermath of all that snow and ice. Now, the reason, brine, that's the salt water mixture you've heard a lot about over the past week and a half. TxDOT started using the solution this year to help treat the roads and prevent them from freezing over. Now, while it's helpful for the roadways, it can create some problems for your vehicles long term. We spoke to a chemistry professor from UT Dallas who says that when brine gets on your vehicle, particularly the undercarriage, it can actually speed up rusting if you don't wash it off.
All of that brine, because it is soluble in water, just a little wash will wash it right off, and once it's gone, it's gone.
Now again, that's more of a long-term effect. If you do get your car washed over the next few days or even the next few weeks, they say your car should be fine. We're live in Mansfield. Tim Siesko, NBC5.
All right, thanks so much, Tim. Already looking busy. Well, the winter weather is finally behind us, but in place of the sleet and ice, potholes. Oh yes, you've hit them all over North Texas. We've been seeing TxDOT crews working on potholes ever since that snow started to melt. They need to repair roads all over the Metroplex, so expect to see more of this over the next few days. TxDOT also wants your input. If you see a bad pothole, they want to hear from you. It's easy to do that. Just go to our website or download our new NBC5 app and search pothole. This morning, police are offering a $5,000 reward to solve a snow day shooting. 36-year-old Amin Al-Jamali arrived in the United States just 22 days ago from Iraq. He'd never seen snow, so early on Thursday morning, he went outside to snap some pictures at his Dallas apartment. And that is when officers say he was killed in a random shooting. Now his family is pleading for help.
So if you have any kind of information that's going to help the police, please come on forward and tell the police about it. All I can say that justice will take its way.
Investigators are putting out these flyers. They hope these posters will turn up some leads. Well, we are working to find out more information about a crash involving a North Texas church van. Troopers tell us the van was from the Faith Center Assembly of God in Graham. It was traveling through Palo Pinto County last night when it crashed into a car head-on. That car's driver died. The van was carrying 7 members of the church, ages 11 through 49. All of them were taken to the hospital. Well, right now, Americans from Alabama to Washington to North Texas are marking 50 years since the March on Selma.
There may be some tear gas ahead.
Yeah.
I say to you this afternoon that I would rather down the highways of Alabama than make a butchery of my conscience.
That's right.
On March 7th, 1965, hundreds of civil rights activists marched 54 miles from Selma to Montgomery. Along their journey, troopers knocked marchers to the ground, beat them with nightsticks, and fired tear gas. The gruesome images of that day inspired President Johnson to take a stand, and 1 week later, he sent a voting rights bill to Congress. Well, now, 50 years later, we want to show you a live look over the Edmund Pettus Bridge in Selma. In a few hours, we again expect it to be packed with marchers. You can see some people are already showing up, big crowds there. And 50 years ago, 50 SMU students were part of that march from Selma to Montgomery. They took a Greyhound charter bus from Dallas to Alabama and marched with signs that read "Students and Faculty of SMU." Today, the next generation of SMU students will make that same journey. Everyone left yesterday, and 2 alumni who took part in the original walk were there to wish these students well. Before heading toward Alabama, professors spoke about the trip's impact for modern-day students.
It's actually quite emotional of learning what people went through to get the right to vote, to be able to sit at a lunch counter. And they begin to identify, because a lot of that movement was student-driven, people their age.
The SMU group will be among good company. President Obama, the first family, and several members of Congress will join in this weekend's walk. It is 9:07 on this Saturday. We know so many of you are looking forward to get out of the house after being cooped up for several days, and you've got us a good forecast, it looks like.
It's Katie, back to you.
All right, thank you, Brian. We're really looking forward to that warmer weather. Well, still ahead, a vice president hospitalized. Walter Mondale is recovering from a serious illness. His condition and the doctor's prognosis this morning.